Hey everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn here on the HITEC show floor with my friend Shannon McCallum, VP of Operations at the awesome Resorts World Las Vegas, where I've stayed more times than I care to admit. Also, I want to thank our friends over at Unifocus for sponsoring this video. Unifocus, technology that drives value. Shannon, I have such a great time coming to your hotel. Stayed at Crawford's, I've stayed at Conrad, I've stayed at the Las Vegas Hilton, eaten a lot of great meals there. The one thing that I've noticed is, even though you're relatively new, you haven't been able to just sit back on your technology laurels. The world keeps moving forward.
It has to move forward because we're always innovating, and it's always about making our guest experience better every day. So we're looking at what we're doing and we're saying, how can we personalize that experience more? How can we reduce any pain points that we might have in our operation? How can we make that arrival experience a seamless one as well? So it's really exciting to see the technology here at HITEC as well, because this is where you can find new innovations that can help to supplement your experience.
So then how do you think about doing all of this, cutting down the friction between you and the guests when you have 3 different hotel brands, and of course your loyalty program on the casino floor, and all of your different partners that are on site?
Well, we have to listen to the feedback we get from our guests, and I think that's what's really important because they're the ones coming in and experiencing what we have to offer.
Right.
So listening to that and understanding where we can improve and where we can continue to build that loyalty is really important, because it's important with guests like you.
Right.
You'll come back and stay with us again.
Yeah, totally. And I know you guys get a ton of repeat business, but in order to keep that going, you've got to get closer to that particular customer. So in this environment that you're in, how are you trying to break down those barriers so you really know us as individuals, which seems really tough when you're selling, I don't know, what, 3,500 rooms a night or something? Like,
Agree. I mean, volume is always not our friend because it's harder and we don't want people to feel like they're a number. So finding ways to personalize the experience. Also, luxury is about choices and giving people different paths, because we have some guests who are business travelers. They just want to get their key and get to the room and drop their bag.
that's right.
But we have brand new people coming to Vegas that have many questions and they want to go to the front desk and check in. So finding the innovation and the arrival experience for us has been really important. Many places you have to be a member of an app and have an app on your phone in order to be able to participate in a digital check-in. However, now there's options where you can roll online and come through an ID verification flow like you would on an airplane for an international flight.
Awesome.
And be able to get a digital key and potentially even put it in an Apple Wallet.
Yes, exactly. And I've been hearing about this technology here. So you don't even have to turn on your phone. You just hold it up to the lock. Boom, you're in. Works better than some of the more traditional keyless systems that we've seen thus far. So that's just one area. But how about you thinking about knowing what the people like? And because you have so many amenities that they can take advantage of. So how do you get in their brains to know what they'll want when?
Well, it's collecting that information, making sure when you're marketing, you understand your guest. So you're not just targeting them with every offer that's going out. So having a CRM where you can collect those preferences and then segment your population of guests that stay with you to really talk to them about the things that they prefer. In addition, be able to use AI in the technology that we're using, whether that be voice or by text. So giving your guests the opportunity to communicate with you with many different options.
Yeah, could you give me one example now, switching topics just a little bit, about how you're going to think about using technology in the future to engage your team members more so they continue to love working with you?
Well,
And by you, I mean the property and you as an individual.
well, true. Because making the team member experience is also very effective in retaining your talent. One way we've done that in the past is having like an internal Facebook for employees where we can communicate across such a large base. In addition, even using AI, where if they are having a problem with a password reset, they don't have to wait on the phone or place a ticket. They can actually text our department and the AI will actually help them with the reset. So really,
So you've now saved time
yes.
on 2 sides of the employee equation.
Correct. So all of that works together in order to give more time back to the guest experience. And I think that's what's really most important.
What are you most excited about for potential in the future with technology?
Well, continuing to build out the AI, we're moving to an agentic AI in the coming months, which will help us to be able to take care of more complicated guest requests. I was really surprised to see, I collated all the data from 2024.
Right.
And we handled over 223 interactions with our guests with our AI without escalation. That's 59% of our interactions did not need to go to a person because it was that complicated. Now, I'm not even on agentic, and I'm going into that the next couple of months. So it makes me really excited because that frees up my team members to be able to talk to our guests more quickly and for our guests not to have to wait for service.
That's great. So really what we're talking about here at the end of the day is creating control. Control for guests to be able to have the experiences they want, control for you to be able to deliver those experiences, and hopefully at the end of the day, everybody's staying longer and spending more money and leaves more satisfied, right?
Correct. That's the goal.
Excellent. I love it. Shannon, thanks so much for being here. And thank you all for being here. Hope you've had a wonderful time. I know I had. See you next time. Bye-bye.